Hello. Many have noticed that I've been commenting and having many discussions over US firearm policy. Many have said that this is none of my business and I should not stick my views into US domestic affairs. This is true to an extent, but having buried my own son in different circumstances, I felt for those parents of the Sandy Hook Elementary School victims and can't imagine the terror many of those kids faced watching the deaths of their friends, teachers and then themselves. I also want to answer the absurd lies, half-truths and exaggerations portrayed in the NRA video, now gone feral, available at the site below. I have commented several times on this and other videos, but usually get my comment erased and have been blocked. Let me state here and now that I will not delete or block anyone for expressing their opinion that does not get personal or uses bad or foul language. I welcome reasonable debate on this issue, or any issue that matter. First, let me comment here on the many problems I have with this video. It is claimed that 640,000 ordinary firearms confiscated. They use the word stolen, which is not true. It must be remembered that compensation was paid, and thus this is a stretch of the meaning confiscated. The guns were definitely not stolen. It is also claimed that it did nothing to reduce crime. I have stated previously that no mass shootings have occurred in Australia since, while in the USA there has had several. It then gives us some statistics of increased crime. Armed robberies up 69%, assaults with guns up 28%, gun murders up 19%, and home invasions up 21%, without giving any source or time scale. I have very many doubts on this and having looked at the stats from many sources and come to the conclusion that gun laws doesn't do much to overall crime figures. I would like to come back to the crime factor. One thing that made me conclude that the statistics quoted were at best manipulated was when we were told that home invasions were up 21% but were a relatively new phenomenon. To rise by 21%, it must have happened at least 100 times before. That is not new. There is a discussion on what constitutes a home invasion, with an elderly woman saying words to the effect that, why is there a conclusion? If someone enters her house uninvited, then that's a home invasion. It must be coupled with intent to capture or do harm. Is break and entry a home invasion? What if the invader has mental problems or honestly believes they're right to enter uninvited, such as a relative, landlord, security or police? Proving or disapproving intent is and always will be difficult, and that is why courts and jurors often disagree. We are then told of Arthur Fields, a victim of in his own home, being terrorised while criminals ran through his home. An absolutely despicable act. It says the innocent can't fight back. Does that imply that if Arthur had a gun, it would not have happened? Many gun injuries and deaths are caused by the victim's own gun. I've argued many times that a Doberman or two would be better. They have the added advantage of deterring an intruder and notifying the owner well before they become aware of the danger. The video goes on a tabloid journalist rampage we often hear. The legal system is weak, sentencing is weak, police numbers down, vehicles down, without any reference cited. I conclude that it must be little more than pub talk by armchair experts. It also says that people are forced to install security system. Thank you, even better than a Doberman, as it would deter home invasion, breaker entry or any other crime more than a gun. The fact is that crime has slowly decreasing as perpetrators get caught more easily. Criminals rarely think of the sentence if they get caught, only the chances of being caught. The problem with mass shootings is they rarely think and often shoot themselves or are shot before they have been caught. They are not easily deterred by guns or sentencing, but are usually angry young men that don't think of consequences and do it for the thrill and or revenge. Cutting down the ease of gun access does lower the incidence of mass shootings. Finally, I would like to quote a Dr. Kevin Fong, who hosts a television program Extreme ER. I believe UK's Channel 4 produced it, and it was shown here in Australia by SBS TV. In episode 4, series 1, Dr. Fong in Johannesburg, South Africa, one of the most violent cities in the world, spends some time with the ER department. Some 38 minutes into the show, Dr. Fong tells us that the ER ward is much busier since gun control came in, not because of more assaults, but because assaults are less fatal. Before, when victims were often being shot, they were transported direct to the morgue. Now, with stabbings and other physical assaults higher and shootings down, the ER department has a better chance in saving lives. He concludes that while gun control has increased the work for these doctors, it has saved lives. Gun control does not solve crime, but it does save lives. Thank you.